What is going on, YouTube and Instagram? How y'all doing today? We got a special
What's
guest
up?
over here. We got Miles coming in for
Whoop,
the
whoop.
99 and the 2000s.
Thank you guys for having me.
You already know. And of course, we got Nico
Yo, what up?
and yeah, man, we got OTAs this week. We got
Yeah.
OTAs in the
Oh, go ahead.
NFL.
So, we were having a discussion backstage, um, about the fact that Aaron Rodgers hasn't picked a team yet, even though everyone thinks he's going to go to the Steelers. And he was talking about how he's repeating, um, Brett Favre.
Yeah, if he ends up, if he ends up as a Viking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Especially with the fact of how much he's been teasing the Steelers and all of that, because he threw the ball to DK Metcalf.
Right.
And
And he's been, I think he dropped another like little hint of what team he gonna join. I think it was today. I gotta look it up. But earlier this week, he hinted at playing the Chicago Bears twice a year. So that made me think he really wants to be a Viking. But we don't know. We gotta wait and see what the Vikings want, because I think they want to go with JJ McCarthy and give him a shot. And I know Aaron Rodgers don't want to sit on the bench. So we pretty much just waiting to see what he chooses to do.
Yep. And then another headline or story, is the fact that the Shadur Sanders is looking pretty good. He's throwing some pretty good passes out there. I haven't heard much about Dylan Gabriel, but yeah, I don't know do you think that matters necessarily in this first stretch?
So it's a really weird situation because they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and you're not cutting a 3rd round draft pick. Like, that's just not what you do before you start the season. And they have 4 QBs, and they're not going into the season with 4 QBs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird situation. And then you got Shadur Sanders, who's playing really well as a 5th round QB. So he looks like he's better than Dylan Gabriel. So he looks like he's going to make the team, even though it's not guaranteed. So they're probably going to end up dropping either Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco, one or the other at this point. And we just got to figure out who that is.
You can't go into a season with four quarterbacks. It's not going to happen. So someone's getting gone.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
The ball with Myles Garrett. Now he hasn't shown up to OTAs.
I did see that. I don't know how like far I go into OTAs because it's voluntary. Like every team got players that don't show up for OTAs, but it is something that you got to like kind of pay attention to if it's like one of your star players, because they're not really setting a better example.
They want him to show up, but he's also been a vet for a long time, so he knows what he needs to do.
Right.
He doesn't have to show up for optional stuff. He's proven that he can go out and perform.
Facts. And like Terry McLaurin, he's not showing up for the Commanders OTAs because he's in a position where he's trying to get a new contract before he goes into his last season. So that's kind of understandable. But for me, looking from the outside in, I would like my players of my team to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like a Myles Garrett. Like, I want him to show all the rookies, all the young players, like, this is what we got to do to be successful. We all on the same page. We all show up. And if one of my leaders not showing up for OTAs, that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't look good. But I feel like he's still gonna ball out this season. Like, that has nothing to do with how he's gonna look out on the field. But yeah,
I would agree with you that, but to a certain age, maybe, or after a certain amount, because like I know there is some validity to like players saying like, "Hey, I'm just saving myself for when the season goes." Now I know how to get there and get prepped because I've done this X amount of times and I've shown that I can do this consistently. So, I just what I need most is to rest or just, get myself slowly into it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's the deal. I would still, to your point, would say, okay, well, you don't necessarily have to do anything, but at least come, at least be a presence. And plus that save you from being doing stupid shit like, maybe getting caught on a boat or something, trying to pass something around. But I don't know. That's
Yeah, let's go ahead and segue into that now that you bring that up.
It's candy. It's candy.
just just something.
Let's go ahead and talk about that, man. Stephon Diggs. What was he on the boat doing the Diddy drugs?
Nah, I think that was just some good old fashioned edibles.
You think
If I
so?
was to,
I
if I
couldn't
was
tell
to
what it was. I
assume,
know it was pink though, but I don't know what
it,
it
it
was.
was it was a plastic wrapper that you could open, and it had
Mm-hmm.
like two long things in there. It looked like some gummies to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a bag of rock candy. That's what it
Mm,
looked like to me, a pink bag of rock candy.
there you go.
Yeah. Somebody told me it was like some pink cocaine. I'm like, it don't even look like a powder. It looked like a solid.
No, yeah,
So that was kind of weird. But yeah, man. That's Stephon Diggs gonna be Stephon Diggs. That's what he does, man.
But
He's
did he really do a bad thing? Like,
no, we don't know what
like
it was.
in all sense, he just was seen on video holding a bag, a pink bag. Like, he didn't take anything. He didn't do anything with it.
I mean it's better than what like Odell Beckham, right? I mean,
I don't think this has anything to do with how he's going to play on the field or anything like that. It's not like none of that type of thing. It's
Yeah.
just he's in a new gear. New team coming off ACL injury, and he's kind of under the microscope a little bit, just to see how he's going to look this season. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's the off season. He's having a good time. Like it ain't nothing he did wrong. But the media
right.
gonna make everything, take it out of proportion than what it really is. But
But you know how Boston people are. They don't look too favorably upon into
yeah,
people that haven't proven anything yet there. So he's probably one of those people that is on a short, like, likable chain or whatever you want
hmm
to call it. Like I don't think many people trust him, and that's probably pushing more people away than towards. But if he balls out, everyone will forget it, right? When you
everyone gonna
win,
forget
people
it.
forget.
That's all that matters. If you win and
Yeah,
if you play well, no one cares about what happens off the field. So
yeah.
that's all that matters. Um, yeah, let's hop into the Bengals though, because we got a Bengals fan on the show today, and I've been waiting to talk some Bengals with a Bengals fan for a while because it's a lot been going on. Revolving around that organization and them not playing players and being cheap or whatnot, whatever you
It's
want to
just one
say.
player. It's just one player that hasn't got taken care of yet, right?
It's two. It's two players.
Who's the other
I,
one?
the rookie, he hasn't even signed his deal. And there's been rumors that's come out about his contract, and like y'all pretty much putting in stipulations and weird wording, like that isn't in any other rookies or has never been in any other rookie's contract. That you're trying to make what's his name? I forgot his name. Shamar Stewart sign. And it's like, if y'all are trying to put, this is my whole thing, because I think they're trying to put like stipulations on his contract because he didn't really produce in college, but he's a very athletic defensive end. Like he scored off the charts in the combine. He's very athletic, very fast. But he only accounted for 4 sacks in 4 years in college. Like that's it. He only has 4.5 sacks. But his potential, his ceiling is very, very high. So they picked him in the first round. And a lot of people had him going in the first round. So it's not like y'all just picked him out of nowhere. But my thing is, if y'all not going to sign him to a regular rookie contract and y'all going to try to make him sign some contracts that's weird wording in it and make and stipulations and stuff like that, why draft them in the first round? Why not get somebody that or you know what I'm saying? Like why even draft them if you're going to try to go against the grain and make him sign something that no other rookie has ever had to sign before.
I mean, that's organization. I can't speak for the organization. What I will say, we've always been conservative, and we're always of the mindset, whether right or wrong. It's just what I've seen being a fan is they're usually less coming in. You have to prove yourself before you're gonna get something. So he hasn't proven much, and I could see why they're doing that. But I think we have a bigger problem where it's the I think the way we treat players and the way they feel about Cincinnati, they don't stay as loyal. I think that's a bigger conversation because we've just done so much stuff that puts players in bad positions. Where I feel like if the contracts were a little bit better, or the contract like talking process was a little bit better, was a little smoothly, we took care of people at the right place, we wouldn't have to worry about all that. Because now there's so many eyes on us when the season starts.
Right.
Unnecessarily, really.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because before Jamar, like Joe Burrow had to put his word in and pretty much convince the ownership that to keep Jamar and Higgins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the staff should already know if they want to keep a player or not. Like, you shouldn't have to have your starting quarterback coming in and put it in a case to keep both their starting wide receivers. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like, y'all don't have a GM. Y'all have a player personnel, some person like that. Y'all the only team without a GM. So that's telling me y'all owners are that cheap where y'all can't pay a GM.
We just got an indoor facility 2 years ago.
In Ohio. Like, come on now. You supposed to have that like
we were never playing
a few years ago. Like, Ohio's cold.
We were never really playing back then.
So it's a whole situation. I don't want to watch y'all money. You know what I'm saying? It's not my money, but it sounds like they doing some budgeting over there, and they might have overspent this off season or something. So they kind of like trying to retract some way, somehow, how they gonna pay these players, because they ain't got it like that for real. That's what it sounds like. But either way, y'all got it. Y'all offense.
You call us broke? Did you just call us broke?
I ain't say broke. I ain't say broke, but yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I know y'all offense is gonna be crazy though. Of course, y'all offense should be really nice, but it's just the defense. You know, how is your defense going to look? I do think Shamar Stewart will probably end up playing at some point, even if he doesn't like the contract. He'll probably be forced, because he's not sitting out his rookie season. Like, come on, he's not about to sit out. I think the team has the more leverage here, but it's not a good look on the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Going forward. But
well, everyone just their eyes are on how we do contracts right now. Because obviously with the Trey Hendrickson shit, with the Jamar and T. Higgins stuff, now people are looking at how we do stuff. So, I mean, you said there were rumors. Where did you but you gave pretty detailed information about it. So was it like,
I said rumors,
substantiated information?
So I think it's pretty substantiated information. I said rumors because I haven't actually done any real research. It's just what I've heard from word of mouth. So I say rumors, but I'm gonna say, like, I believe it, and I believe it because I've heard it from multiple social media outlets saying the same thing. And it sounds like something the Bengals would do. Honestly, it really does. Like, the Bengals have a history of being cheap and not wanting to pay for players, dating back to when y'all had what was y'all coach, Marvin? What was his name? I forgot his name.
Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. He was there for so long, but he wasn't really making no real money either. Like, he was one of the cheaper coaches in the league, and I felt like he was doing a solid job, especially when y'all had Andy Dalton, but they didn't really want to pay him either. So
he never won a playoff game.
Yeah, he never won a playoff game. He's a very average, average coach, but he was going to the playoffs though a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. We're gonna have to just see.
And they did pay. Did the Bengals pay AJ Green when he was there?
I can't remember.
I think we re-signed him.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I know he was someone that was there for a long 10-year time. Then Geno Atkins, I don't know if he got broken off
Yeah, I'm not sure.
because he was the defense all the way up until maybe 2 years ago. At least last year he definitely wasn't that, but like still, like that was a dude.
Yeah, Geno Atkins was a dog. So out of like, I want to ask y'all this question because we got some. Who do y'all think is like going to be the best rookie QB this year? I want to talk to y'all a little bit about these rookie QBs.
Can you give the list of all the rookie QBs?
So it's
Or like the
Cam
top
Ward, I think
Uh-huh.
Jackson Dart,
Uh-huh.
Tyler Shook, um,
Didn't he get
Dylan
injured?
Tyler Shook. No, he didn't get injured, not
Oh,
that I know of. Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and Will Howard,
Where'd Will Howard go?
Steelers.
Steelers, in the 7th
Oh,
round, I think.
yeah.
I just want to like, I just don't understand how Tyler Shook went before Shador Sanders. That's something that's really crazy to me, and I haven't heard not one good reason why the Saints took him. Like from what I've seen, how he's old. He hasn't really
I
done
think
much
we
in
all know the
college.
reason. I thought we already knew the reason why.
I can
Why
see no,
should
I can
If
see
they,
I can see why they passed up on Shador Sanders, but why
yeah.
did they reach for Tyler Shook though? Is it because he was the best one available that wasn't Shador Sanders? Like, did they need to take a QB this year? Like, I just don't see what the whole
Yeah.
reason for them
No, they did because
to
I
take.
want to say that the news of Derek Carr came out before the draft,
Yeah, but they have Spencer
right?
Rattler and they also have Jake Hayner.
Okay.
So, but Tyler
Well,
Shook,
I mean, I'm not saying like okay. I'm granted like I had to see
mm-hmm,
when he got picked or who were the people ahead of him that were picked.
right?
But I mean, they're obviously going to go for a quarterback at some point in the draft, considering that who they got.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jake
Um,
Hayner is the one
Jake
that's
Hayner.
injured. Yeah.
Yep. So I get Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's going to be special. I ain't gonna lie to you. Um, I just think he has the it factor in terms of like playmaking.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's a very good playmaker. He can make all types of crazy throws. So I think he's going to be really good. Jackson Dart, I don't know, man. I watched him play he had his last game, and this was to get into the 12-team playoffs. I forgot who they were playing, but he threw 2 or 3 terrible interceptions down the stretch, and it costed them the game. All they needed was like 4 points. They were on the other side of the 50, and
Yeah.
he just threw the game away, and that stuck with me. Like going into the offseason and the drive, I was just like, bro, I can't. He don't look that nice to me. But I mean, he could look different in the NFL. I just don't see Jackson Dart really.
Well, for me, I think
And then we got Tyler. Mm-hmm.
for me, I think it's going to come down then to more than just the quarterbacks. It's going to be the offensive line. Which one of these quarterbacks have is going to have a better offensive line for them to work with? And on here, we're looking at the Titans offensive line, right? We're looking at the Giants, the Saints, um, Cleveland, or both of them, and the Steelers. Now, I don't think these
I think the
offensive
Titans.
line necessarily did too much at the offensive line, except for maybe the Giants, if I remember. And none of these really stood out to me, hence why they had pretty high picks.
So the
Um,
Giants drafted. They drafted one offensive lineman in a later round. His name is Marcus Mbao.
Okay.
They drafted him in the 5th round. So Giants have been known the past 5-10 years to have bad offensive
Okay.
line. So I don't see Jackson Dart starting. They're not about to throw him out there. Only time they'll go through Russell Wilson first, and then uh, what's his name?
Dart. Jackson Dart.
No, they're not gonna. Dart is gonna
Oh,
be
Jameis
third.
Winston.
Jameis Winston, and then once they see that their season is going down here, then they're gonna put in Jackson Dart for next season.
Okay.
But uh, but yeah, Tyler Shook, I just don't see him beating anybody out, and if he does, I don't see them looking good. And then the Saints team is just a bad offense outside of their running back anyway. So it's a situation over there for sure. But I think Shadur Sanders is going to be good. Like I think he's a
Mhm.
starting QB in the league, and I think he's going to show that early on. He's already kind of showing it, like even with the coach, speaking. He's saying Shadur is getting there early. He's showing up every day. He's doing all the right things, and then you hear in OTA he threw 3 or 4 touchdown passes. He was like 7 for 9, and outplaying everybody else. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to look good. I don't know if they're going to start him to start the season, but he's going to play at some point this year. And so if I had to rank it, I'll probably go like better year. I'll probably go Cam Ward. Um, and then the rest of the QBs is kind of like a toss up because they might not get a whole season worth of play. I'll go Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders, and then Jackson Dart. Um, and then Tyler Shook, and then the rest. Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he's going to see the field this year, and Will Howard, I don't think he's going to see the field this year either. So it's really
Mm,
just those four, to be honest.
okay. I think Will Howard will. I think he might have a chance,
You think so?
depending on how the Steelers' season is going. If it's going if it's not going well, and if he's doing good in
They got
practice,
Mason Rudolph still too, though. They brought back
Do the
Mason
Steelers
Rudolph.
not have Aaron Rodgers?
no.
No,
Wait,
he
what
hasn't
happened?
signed yet.
Yeah, he
He's
hasn't
he's
officially.
doing Aaron Rodgers things. This
Didn't that get
is
announced?
Aaron Rodgers. He's
No,
a
he's toyed
oh.
with it. He's done a secret visit with them. He flew out and practiced with DK Metcalf, and to this point has not signed him. And I guess according to DC
He's
recently,
treating the
has
he's
been throwing
treating
the
the
hand.
Steelers like he's treating the Steelers like that second option, girlfriend. Like you really want the girl over there, but if she ain't really with it, then I'll come back around to you. He wants to be a Viking. He wants to go be a Viking because they have a better team. They have a better coaching. Like their whole situation is ready made for him to come
I
in and
I
succeed.
I like how at the beginning of the show you said he might be a Viking. It's between these three teams, but he might be. And now you're like he wants that's what he wants to do. It's basically like that's what's about to happen.
He could. It's a possibility that he could still be a Viking, though. That's the thing. But do I think he's going to be a Viking? No. It's a very low thing that might happen, but that's clearly where he wants. In my mind, that's where he wants to go. I think he's treating the Steelers like as a rebound team. Like, all right, they can't go nowhere else. I'm gonna just go play for the Steelers. And the Steelers is with it. They're like, all right, bro, do your thing. We're gonna be here waiting for you because they don't have no other options. Who else they got? They're gonna play with Mason Rudolph. Like they already tried it with him and it was bad. Like,
I got
so
I got a I got a message from a reputable source that I consider saying he ain't going to the Vikings. So I don't know. We'll see.
so
I don't think he's going to the Vikings either. The Vikings they said full fledged that they did not want him anymore. That they're
mm,
solidly behind JJ McCarthy. Uh, yeah, it's either he's going to sit out and wait, and hopefully, obviously, he never wants something to happen to a player, right? Especially someone that has already sat out.
yeah.
But I mean, that would be the only way I see him going to the Vikings.
I honestly think he should just retire at this point. Watching him play for the Jets was hard because knowing how Aaron Rodgers plays, he's a mobile QB. He's not a running QB like Lamar or nothing like that, but he's a mobile. Like he can move. And ever since that Achilles injury, he just and his age, he just doesn't look the same. It just doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. But I'm not going to be the one to say, how much he has left in the tank. But I think he should just retire, bro. Like, just let it be. You've played a long time. You got your Super Bowl. You got your MVPs. But
didn't you
I don't know what else.
You said he's.
Well, how much does he have left?
You wasn't going to say how much he had in the tank, but just said he should retire.
So he should retire. I think he should retire, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and say he can't be an effective QB in the league. People retire, like the Saints quarterback just retired. Do you think Derek Carr can still start somewhere? Yes, but he's retiring. Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers should retire. Can he still start in the NFL? Yes. But what else does he have to prove? Like, what are your chances of actually winning a Super Bowl on any of these teams? Like,
if it's with
do you really need the money?
The Vikings, you don't think he could maybe help or be an asset to them if a
lot of people were saying a similar thing when Tom Brady went to Tampa and he went and won a Super Bowl.
That's Tom Brady though. That's different. That's different. That's Brady. He's built different, and he ain't do all this drama stuff like figure out which team. When he went to he didn't like do what Aaron Rodgers is doing and sit on the beach with his headphones and contemplate his life about what team he wants. Like,
no, he broke COVID protocols to go ahead and meet with the offensive coordinator so he could get the playbook and start practicing.
That's Tom Brady.
And then held practices at his house.
Yep, that's Tom Brady. Hey, did y'all hear about change the subject? Did y'all hear about the in-season Hard Knocks? No. Hard Knocks in season, because last season it was the AFC North with the Browns, the Bengals. This season it's the NFC East, NFC Beast. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. That shit's about to be crazy. It's about to be good. I hope y'all watch it because it's gonna be a really good in season Hard Knocks. And JD5 gonna be on there, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing.
What if they do really bad? Because the teams that have been on Hard Knocks have tend to be struggling.
So this is a different Hard Knocks though. This isn't really the training camp Hard Knocks.
I guess, but I was in the same position Denzel was last year, where I was like, man, the Bengals about to be on it, and we got Joe Burrow. It's about to be crazy, and our season did not go that way. So I hope that you guys have a great season while y'all have Hard Knocks, because Hard Knocks piss me off every time I watch it every week, because we lost and I'm watching Hard Knocks and it's just like, bro, we just look like losers. I'm just sitting there mad. So I hope that don't happen to y'all.
Yeah, that wasn't Joe Burrow's fault. Joe Burrow should have been walking in that building every day, like looking at the defense, like, and the defensive coordinator, shit, and the owners for not paying the niggas. But he should be looking at them like, bro, y'all disgust me. I'm out here every day putting up all these points, all these yards, Jamar Chase too, all these yards, scoring 30 every week, and y'all giving up 35. Like, I would be so pissed, wasting years of my life. Like, what Joe Burrow led in yards, touchdowns, and what completions?
Yeah.
And his then Mark
for MVP last year.
It was.
He would have won MVP if y'all made the playoffs for sure. It would have been him as MVP for sure. He would have won because all he was missing was a good team. If y'all would have won like 10 games,
a good defense.
Good defense. If y'all would have won 10 games and he had them same stats where he led in almost every category, they would have had to give him the MVP. It would have been no other way around it. And then y'all had Jamar Chase, who also triple crown.
Triple
Like,
crown. Yeah.
like I hope y'all are a little bit better next year because I hate to see talent like Joe Burrow and that offense go through seasons like that and not even get a chance to make the playoffs. And
Tom Brady has seasons like those.
Tom Brady made the playoffs every season though, right?
Mm-mm. They had
No,
some seasons.
not
They
every.
had some seasons where they were bad. Same
Yeah.
thing with the Lakers
Okay.
when they had Kobe. They had some seasons where they were bad. It happened.
Okay.
They didn't have it
Okay.
too much, but it happened.
No, they had like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Both
I
teams.
can't even
Yeah.
fathom Tom Brady not making
Towards
it.
the end
Like,
too. No, towards the
No,
end.
they were
yeah,
losing.
But there was 1 or 2 maybe in there.
I'm
but,
saying after that three-peat, there was like 1 year where they were bad. They didn't have a winning record, and then they came back crazy.
I would say it's after it was a decline after the Atlanta Super Bowl. After that,
but he
that's when
won another
declined.
ring after that, right?
I don't.
Not for the Patriots.
No, not for us.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
last one. After that, you saw a decline, and then it just went downhill.
But then he went to
Real
the
fast.
Buccaneers and
Yeah.
balled out.
Hey,
So it was really
I'm proud. I'm proud of him. I got no beef with Sir Tom.
He wasn't saying that year.
No.
Was you? How did you
no
feel
beef.
seeing Tom Brady win a Super Bowl for the Buccaneers? Did you feel?
Man,
Did you feel
I
any
said
way?
that could have been us. That could have fucking been us. But
That's
Bill
gotta
They-
Belichick
hurt.
wanted to let his ego get to his mind because, maybe he wasn't having a girl help him out with the stress. But I don't know. I mean, again, he ran the best player on the team out, a legendary quarterback, like
He should have
the
retired.
greatest of all time,
Retired with the Patriots.
and you caused such friction because you couldn't just let some stuff go, bro. I don't know. It was pretty upsetting to watch as a fan. See how, and that's why I think Bill lost it after that, and I don't know if he'll get it back. And I have nothing but respect, and I know saying that after I just said something mean, but still, like,
Do y'all think he's gonna coach at UNC? There's so much they talk about there, and it's
He's
not
coaching.
football. I don't know if he's gonna coach.
Nah, he's coaching. He's gonna
Yeah.
be the coach, but I
but
don't.
it better go good. I don't know. It better go good.
I don't know how good they're gonna be. To be honest,
Though being in college, if you're a good coach, it doesn't mean you're gonna have a good team.
nah, because he's never, from my understanding, has he ever coached in college? He might have back
No.
way back then, but
Oh,
it's a different way you coach in college than you do in coaching in the league.
yeah.
Because you can't give them, in my opinion, like you kind of got to be more on them because they're still kids. You know what I'm saying? But when you come to the NFL, you kind of got to give them that leeway because these are grown men who've been doing it for years at a high level. So you can't it's different ways you coach. But I think Bill Belichick is one of those coaches where he's kind of laid back. He ain't gonna really grill you like that. From what I've seen, I might be wrong. I'm not a Patriots fan, but like at practice, I don't know if he's gonna get into like just start yelling and being on somebody's ass. I don't know if he can do that, but we're gonna see how it works in college and see how the Tar Heels pan out.
No,
I don't
he
even know
does.
who
He
their
definitely.
quarterback's going to be.
He gets on them, but he does it a lot in the film room. I would say the thing that's going to be hard for him is not necessarily maybe building that relationship with the players, because like to your point, in the sense of yes, it's men in the NFL, and here it's more young adults, ready to take that next level. They're gonna view Bill Belichick as someone has lots of experience, has been in the Super Bowls, right? Let me just soak up as much information. He's been around great players, knows their history so well. That would be a great person to have in your corner in the stepping stage of the college level. But where I think he's gonna have a problem is now with this whole NIL stuff. Him having to kind of, I don't want to say bend the knee, but understand that he may not have total power when it comes to dealing with the athlete, right? Like if the athlete goes and somehow balls out, he might go to Ohio State, right? Or he'll come to you and say, hey, I helped you build this program. I helped you build a great season. double my pay. Bill Belichick is someone. Bye. See you. I'll find someone else.
Yeah,
And
he's
I
more
don't
about
know how
he's
it
much more
works.
about the scheme than the players.
Yeah. So I
And
just
that's
don't know how his recruiting will happen. But
I honestly don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be very mediocre
they
next
should,
season.
yeah.
To be honest, like college football is about the powerhouses and the teams that can pay the most money, pretty much.
Now, and even
Now, yeah,
Oregon just lost a top 5 rusher. He
yeah.
decommitted after 2 days after doing a video,
That's why I
commitment
think in
video.
a few years, Colorado is going to be a top 3 team, bro. Because you coming to
Yeah,
play for Dion, you're getting the exposure. You're going to get paid because Colorado is bringing in all this money now, and players are going to want to play for Deion Sanders. They're going to want to be around the hype. So I think they're going to be a top 3 team at some point in the next couple
I think there's
years.
some legends on that coaching staff, some NFL legends as well.
Warren Sapp is
The
over there.
Warren Sapp.
I
Isn't
know
there
some
another
other
one?
people.
Ed Reed?
Terrell
No.
Owens just goes. Terrell Owens be going to the games and stuff like that. I don't know if he's on the coaching staff.
I
Okay.
think you're right about Ed
It's
Reed. Am I Champ Bailey?
Sham
Ed
Bailey.
Reed might be over
One of
there
those.
as well. But I think Ed Reed was a head coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Ed
But
Reed.
let's switch the subject again. So if we had to start our fantasy football league tomorrow, who's the first player you drafted?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
I mean, but
What pick do I got? Number
okay,
one?
all right.
Like I can't. You want me to reveal?
Okay, your top 5 players, something. Give me something. Like I just want to talk about it, bro. Like, give me something. Like, okay. Let me ask you this: the fantasy, if it started tomorrow, what rookies are you drafting? You can't give me that either. Okay,
Rookies are
I guess we
valued
can't talk
assets
about
you
it.
have. Yeah, you're
Oh my
asking
gosh.
for way too much right now. I'll
Okay,
tell you
I'll
this. I'll give
tell
you
you 'cause I
I'll
don't
give you
care.
this. No, I'll
All
give
right.
you this. I'll give you I'll give you my top 5. I'll be willing to
Okay.
give you my top 5.
You ain't even got to give
Uh
me 5 for real, but go ahead.
well, it's just because I have to mix and match.
Okay.
I would probably say number one off the bat, Jimmy Chase. I'll go after him. Number 2, Saquon.
You
Uh,
got it written down?
I'm
you,
writing
you
it down right now.
Oh, okay. I was like, you already got stuff
Yeah.
prepared.
Number 3, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Number 4, I would probably have to go with hmm.
I'm drafting Jaden Daniels first.
Big surprise. Let me tell you
I'm
which
drafting Jaden
quarterback
Daniels. And
I would draft
I don't
this
care if
quarterback.
it's the right choice or not. I'm making sure
Josh
no one gets
Allen.
him.
Josh Allen. That'd be the first quarterback off the board.
Nah, I wouldn't
And
draft Josh
then
Allen first. I draft
yeah,
I'm
Lamar.
drafting Joey B first
yeah.
quarterback. What are you
Joey
talking
B
about?
goes before Josh Allen.
Oh,
And
I
fantasy
think in
points,
fantasy,
Joey B
yes.
goes before
yeah.
Josh.
Actually,
Lamar
yeah.
goes before Josh.
No.
Yes, he
Josh is
does.
up there. Josh is up there.
Lamar always
Or maybe
goes
this
before
past year.
Josh in fantasy.
Maybe this past year. Yeah.
Lamar always goes
But I
before
wouldn't
Josh
say
in
always.
fantasy.
No.
Yes, because he puts up way more
No,
rushing
not
yards every
2 years ago. I
season.
promise you, not 2 years ago, because I had him and he
Okay.
was number one.
I had him
That
every year. I
was the
had him
only.
last year too.
No, I said 2 years ago, not last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
what okay, let's switch it to the rookies because that was too broad of an answer because all you did was pick like the known, players like Jamar Chase and such. But the rookies though, so some of the rookies that I think can really break out in fantasy, is this going to be I know we talked about him a little bit, but Travis Hunter is going to be interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm switching it now because I don't think because from what the head coach said, it sounded like they're going to start him at defense and then, no, wait, I think they said they're going to start him at offense. and sprinkle him in on defense. So he may have if he starts at offense, or if he's getting most of the offensive reps and then they sprinkle him in on defense, he could really have a really good fantasy year because he might get a few and he might get 3-4 interceptions on defense and then come in and get 1,000 yards and a few touchdowns too. So that might be somebody to keep an eye out on. But Omarion Hampton is a running back that I think can really burst onto the field. And I say this because the what team did he go to? I can't remember the team name.
So you pick the guy who you don't know what team he's on?
I can't remember the team name. The Chargers. So they also picked up Najee Harris as well. But I think Omarion Hampton is going to be starting for them by week 1. Jim Harbaugh loves to run the ball. So they're going to be running the ball a lot. And I've also been hearing that Najee Harris is already on the trade rumors. So that tells me that they like what they're seeing so far from Omarion Hampton to go ahead and be able to give him a bulk of the snaps. So that might be somebody to think about as well.
I like Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, he a dog. I wanted him in the first round. I ain't gonna lie. Opposite of Terry, the Ohio State boys. But we didn't get him. But
yeah, I think him with Baker Mayfield, because Mike Evans is still there too, right? He's still producing.
Yeah, Mike Evans, Godwin, and Emeka Egbuka, and then they also got that running back, and then they got Christian Wirfs. Their offensive line is pretty solid. They always got a solid defense.
Don't they have a tight end?
Yeah, he's a solid. I forgot his name. He was solid last year. Hold on.
Howard?
No, it's not. It's not Howard. It's that. Hold on.
No, but I like the Buccaneers offense right now. So, if there was a rookie I was looking at from a college that has a track record of wide receivers, Cade Otton. Yes.
Yeah, he had a breakout of the year last year.
Yeah, exactly. I knew they had somebody.
Was cooking.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Buccaneers are scary.
That made you think Baker's better than some other quarterbacks.
Baker's better than who? Jalen Hurts?
No. We don't need to get into it. We don't need to get into it.
He is, bro. Baker's better than Jalen Hurts can't beat. He's never beats the Buccaneers. I don't think he's ever won a game against the Buccaneers, bro. But we ain't got to get into that though. We ain't not about to go down that rabbit hole. We're not about to talk about that today. But.
What about Ashton Gentry?
Ashton Gentry, I think he's going to be really good too. I just don't know too much about the Raiders, like as a team. Like who's their starting wide receiver?
Jacoby Myers.
Like Jacoby Myers is your number one guy, and then I don't know who's after that. I know their defense is going to be solid.
The Bears. He made his name with the Bears. He was on the Raiders last year.
What position does he play?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Played for the Bears for years.
Played for the Bears for years.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's still on the Bears. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I'm off. Who's on the Bears?
I know they got Bowers,
the older guy.
Bowers is a weapon.
Yeah.
And
Dante Thornton, Colin Johnson, and Trey Tucker.
That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. Like that offense not gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be running the ball a lot, and Brock Bowers is going to be getting a lot of brackets on defense. They're going to have someone over him, and then they're going to have the safety over him as well. And they're going to be trying to stop the run the whole game because Ashton Gentry is going to get a lot of carries. So I don't know about that team, man. I don't know how they're going to look. It's going to be very interesting, but
What about Henderson? The Patriots.
Travion.
Mm-hmm.
What team did he go to? I forgot.
To the Patriots.
Oh,
From what I heard, he looked pretty impressive because Ramondre Stevenson, R.I.P. His father passed away a couple of weeks ago. So he was taking time off during to go be with family and all that. And when during his absence right now, Henderson is taking a bulk of the snaps, and he is impressing some people. Is what I heard.
yeah, interesting. And he could block. He could pass block really well. He could catch, and he fast. He really don't have no bad parts of his game, to be honest. But this was a very deep running back class. Like in other years, he would have been like the number one back off the board. But
Yeah,
they had a lot of good running backs this year. Not gonna lie to you.
I would put him as a wild card because I don't know yet. Just because I don't know about the Patriots' offensive line, and to
Yeah.
me, they made some good moves, but are those the moves that have how how significant of an improvement have they made? I mean, we don't know yet. But that's
Yeah.
something that I would pay attention to some of these players.
Yeah, man.
uh,
All
yeah.
right, let's
Did you?
switch it too, because I got about 15 more minutes. Let's switch to
Okay.
basketball a little bit, because
Yes.
OKC
BT
wrapped up
Dubs.
the series last night.
Knicks are up 50 to the Pacers 36.
Knicks, woo. Okay.
Mhm.
They're not winning the series, by the way. I'm just saying. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the OKC wrapped up the series last week. So who do y'all got winning in the finals? Y'all think OKC gonna bring it home, or y'all think the Pacers gonna take it?
So me and Nico were talking about this earlier, how because neither one of these teams really have a lot of finals experience periods, it's a toss up in the air of who's gonna, like, they're both sides are gonna be learning about what it's like to play in the finals at the same time. I think Indiana wins the series they're in right now, and they're gonna be playing OKC. And I like Indiana.
Wow.
I just like the way Halliburton plays. I like the offense that they play. I like they play free. Miles Turner is like a leader on that team because he was there when Paul George and they were fighting LeBron in the playoffs, and now he's back here. I think that their mixture of stuff wins.
So I agree. Like, I like the way they play. They surprised me a lot this season. But I'm sorry, I don't agree that they're gonna beat the OKC. But I do agree that they play free and they are a really good team. But for them to win that series against OKC, the wild card is Pascal Siakam. If y'all watched him play, he always hits the timely shots, like down the stretch when like they're coming back to try to take the league, he hits timely shots. Or if a team is making a run on them down the stretch, he hits timely shots to keep the lead. And he's so underrated to me, bro. He's very underrated, bro. He can do a lot of shit on the basketball court. But I'm taking OKC, and I take OKC because their defense is sick. Like the defense that they played on the Nuggets when they went 7 games, when they played it, they put on Jokic was crazy. Like Alex Caruso, he can guard everybody on the court. Their wings are long, athletic. They get out and run, and then they got the one player that you can't really guard because he gonna draw 10 fouls a night, and that's Gilgeous-Alexander. So it's kind of hard to like kind of play them. But I just think they got more firepower. But I do think Indiana is a good team. I think they're really good, and they surprised me a lot this year. I ain't gonna lie.
How many games? Well,
I'm gonna say OKC wins in 6.
okay.
I'm gonna say OKC wins in 6. I think OKC wins the first 2. I think the Pacers win the next 2 at home, and then I think OKC wraps it up and it's the next two.
Okay.
Who you got?
I got the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to win it.
Oh, why?
Just because I've been against OKC this whole time, and like I
Oh,
said
so it's
before, I like
it's personal with you.
it's not, and that's the weird thing. It's nothing personal. It's just it's the story is a little bit too good to be true, and it feels like everyone's already saying they're the winners. They're the winners, and for me, is can they keep the mentality enough to know that they have not won yet? Now they've done it so far. They didn't do it last year, right? But they learned from last year's experience. They're very focused this year. They're just on a roll. But I really like how Pacers match up with them, especially in the depth. And so it's going to be very interesting because Pacers like to play fast, move the ball around, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep up, right? It's going to be interesting to see Alex Caruso try to guard McConnell, Neesmith is out there besides Pascal Siakam. You got Shepard. You got Myers Turner, who you've heard me rave about before, and I think Halliburton can match up with Shai's points. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But I 100% agree with you. The X factor is Pascal Siakam. He has to show up if this Pacers team has any chance of winning. It's gonna have to come down to his contribution.
Yeah, I mean, I it's surprising that y'all both picked the Pacers, honestly, because even though I picked OKC winning in 6, I can see OKC sweeping the Pacers as well. Just because what I watched, what I watched from OKC, they've looked like the better team out of all these playoffs. They get hot really quick. And then when you try to play physical defense, Shea just draws a foul whenever he wants. Now, granted, if you think it's a foul or not, he's getting the fouls. So somebody think it's a foul, right? And I don't really see a weakness right now for OKC's Thunder other than they haven't done it yet. But I will say this. Alex Caruso was a pivotal piece when the Lakers won in 2020. And it seems like that energy that he had when he played with 2020, he's playing with it now. And it's also leeching on to all the other teammates on the team. So I just don't see the Pacers coming in and kind of ruining that.
I think I got another text from another reliable source. I think he was laughing at my pick. I think he agrees with you. He agrees with you about me picking the Indiana. He was like, so I don't know.
Yeah, I get it because I don't get why you picked Indiana, but they do have a good story, right? And they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, so it's not like they ain't been this far. They just haven't won in the finals.
A veteran coach.
I think OKC this is their first time in the Western Conference Finals this year, and you saw how they handled it, right? They gave them a gentleman's sweep. So I don't think the finals is going to be too much bigger than that.
You're saying straight up they're going to sweep though? No.
I said they're going to win I said they're going to win in 6, but I can see them sweeping them as well. And then when you also think about in terms of the team that the Pacers played the OKC went through Denver and then they played the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves was the hottest team in basketball going into the playoffs, the hottest offensively and defensively. And then you took care of that Denver squad with Jokic and Murray and Aaron Gordon and them boys. Even though they went to 7, that series, I always said whoever won that series was going to win the finals because I thought those two teams were the best two teams in the playoffs at that point. The Nuggets and the Thunder, especially watching them play. Like, it was stretches where they just had back-to-back buckets, back-to-back plays. It was just crazy. It looked like a finals watching it. I just don't think the Pacers can consistently withstand that, especially with the Thunder putting up 120 a night and 130 a night. I just don't see Pacers really matching that type of firepower, and then on their defensive tenacity at all times on the court. The Thunder, it feels like the Thunder's defenders can guard any position. They can switch onto anybody and they will be effective defensively. I just don't see that with Pacers. Now, the Pacers are really good. I'm not trying to downplay the Pacers. I just think OKC is on a different level, pretty much.
I mean, I would agree or admire the way you noted how they had to go through like hard teams, like really hard teams. And I don't think there was a lot of injury questions or anything like that, right?
Well, Indiana also played, to your point, Indiana did play the Celtics, right? And I know.
But then he like Tatum got injured. No. Indiana
That was the last game, though. I think Tatum got injured like the game before last, right?
Yeah, but they faced the Knicks. Pacers faced the Cavs without Darius Garland and Mobley.
Oh, you're right. They didn't play
for
the
a couple
Celtics.
games, so they didn't face the Cavs at full strength. And I think right now, right, they're facing the Knicks. So
that's
and they're they need to put this game away so they can focus. But I mean, I agree with you. I think OKC has had a harder gauntlet to go through, and yeah, that shows more. I don't know, but just the speed wise, I think they're both agile enough to keep up with each other. It would be interesting. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I could see 6 games. I could see it going to game 6. I don't think there's going to be a sweep. I don't think that's happening. But I could definitely seeing it go to 6 games.
I got one more question, and then we can get up out of here. Did y'all think Shea deserved the MVP this year?
Why would he not deserve it?
Yeah.
Because some people, I think he deserved it first. Let me get that out there. I think Shea deserved the MVP, and I think he should have won it, and he did win it. But Jokic did average a triple-double. He averaged damn near 30 points, triple-double. He shot 50 something. I think he shot like 58% from the field and 42% from the three, or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
So his stats was off the wall. The only thing that was different that probably hurt him was that his team success. When you go the MVP, all it is the biggest category to me is your team success. You can have all these great stats, but if your team ain't up there at the top tier, top 2 teams, they're not really looking at you unless there's no other players for them to put above you. Like if you're like 4th in your conference and you putting up 30 point triple doubles every night, there has to be the teams that's above you has to have a player that's on the same level as you. If not, they're going to probably give it to you, right? But the OKC Thunder, they had the best record in the league, and Shai's also putting up 30 points, and he's getting 6 assists and 5 rebounds on great percentages as well. So that's why they gave it to him. I do agree Jokic had better stats, but I think the committee or whatever, however they do it, they weigh your team success heavier than just stats alone.
It's also hard to give. Someone an award 3 times unless they elevated the 3rd time. Like the first 2 times, he was 100% the best in the league that year. But then the 3rd time, he's still just as elite. He's even probably a little bit more efficient than he was the past 2 years. But he didn't elevate above what we gave him 2 awards for already. So if there's
voter fatigue.
Yeah, but then that's the whole thing. If there's someone on his level or close, you're more willing to give it to that other guy, and that's just kind of human nature. You kind of want to root for you want someone that's to get it first, to have that experience rather than someone get it 3 times when he hasn't elevated that 3rd time.
Yep, they did it to MJ, they did it to LeBron, and now they're doing it to to Jokic, and Jokic already has 3. This would have been his 4th. And then some people think he deserved it.
3 back to back though. It would have been a 3-peat.
Yeah, and some people think he deserved it the year Embiid won. So some people think he should have won 5 straight. Which is crazy to think about.
Joker's that good. Like, I mean, that's
he is. He is. He
is
5
that good.
5 straight years. He was top. He's been top 2 in MVP voting 5 straight years.
Yeah, but it's like how people like LeBron James should have way more MVPs than what he does. MJ should have way more MVPs than what he does. Right. So it's just after a while of you being so great, they're gonna find any excuse sometimes or look for other players to give it to. Because I mean, if there's a year that I think he definitely should have deserved it, is this year where he was a coach for the team because they got rid of the coach, right? Like, to me, that shows an incredible amount of value, like most valuable player to a team, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, I do like the fact and agree with the fact that team standing should play a role in deciding the most important, MVP. I think that's a valid argument to have. So yeah, Shai's gonna win it because of those.
I'm gonna say this, and then we can get up out of here. I'm gonna say this. I know it's a regular season award, but I think that series between Denver and the Thunder. I think the voters. Well, I don't actually. You know what? Never mind, because they vote before the playoffs start anyway. So let me not even say that, because I was gonna say that I think that might have weighed in on the voters' minds, subconscious, about who they was gonna pick. But I think they actually vote before the playoffs start, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what they're telling you.
That's what they tell us. Right. But I don't know.
All right, man. Well, hey, you have a good week and everything. We shall see who's in the playoffs, if it's Indiana tonight or if we're going to wait another possible weekend. And then
I think the Knicks going to win it tonight, bro. They might even win game 6.
Oh, you're saying this is going to go to game 7?
I think they win tonight for sure. I'm looking at I think that's a good enough lead. You know what? It's the Knicks. And they only up by 12.
Halftime.
I do believe the Knicks are going to win though.
They're up by 11.
I think they're going to win.
The Knicks are going to win?
I think they're going to win tonight. I think they're going to win tonight.
Oh.
I'm taking the Knicks. Maybe. If I had to put money on it, I put money on the Knicks.
Nah, but I'm going with the Pacers. Hallie's cooking. Hallie is cooking. See. But all right. Hey, y'all have a good night. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace out.